Hello, and thank you for joining us today. My name is Constable Sandasha Bao, and I'm the Corporate Communications and Public Relations Officer with the London Police Service. Today we will be providing an update on the 2012 homicide of Jonathan Zak. Detective Sergeant Alex Krygsman of the Major Crime Section will be speaking this afternoon. We ask that you please hold all questions until the end of the update.
Thank you, Sandasha. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming. Early on May 31st, 2012, 29-year-old Jonathan Zak was walking home on a path through Northeast Park in the area of Boullee Street and Victoria Street after visiting with friends. We believe that there were several people in the area at that time and that Jonathan became the intended target of a robbery as he passed through. We believe that he was confronted, at which time he was shot and killed. His body was found that morning by a passerby walking through the park, who alerted another citizen, who in turn contacted the authorities. Jonathan did not appear to know his killer. He was simply walking home, and he truly was an innocent victim. In February 2013, a press conference took place here at the London Police Service headquarters to provide the community with updates on the police investigation into Jonathan's murder. Some details of the investigation were provided at that time, and a reward for information leading to the arrest, charge, and conviction of those responsible for Jonathan's death was announced. Today I'm pleased to announce that William Dwayne McDonald, 26 years old of no fixed address, has been charged with second-degree murder in relation to Jonathan's death. Mr. McDonald has been in custody since February 15, 2017 in relation to other matters and will appear in court on this charge as well. Of course, he has the right to the presumption of innocence until proven guilty according to law in a fair and public hearing by an independent and impartial tribunal. Today's development is the culmination of nearly 5 years of ongoing investigation. Although there has been progress on the case over the course of time, investigators have always believed that there were witnesses in the community with information about who was responsible for this murder, who were either afraid to come forward or who did not otherwise wish to cooperate with police. In the past several months, investigators have been able to gather additional evidence related to Jonathan's murder from a variety of sources. In addition, advancements in technology permitted more thorough examinations of evidence. Those factors have led in large part to where we are today. With regards to the reward offered in this matter, it did not become a factor, and as it stands today, it will not be paid out. I wish to thank those who have provided assistance to investigators during this 5-year investigation. I wish to thank the members of the media who kept Jonathan's story alive through the passage of time. I especially wish to extend the thanks of every investigator ever involved in this case to Jonathan's friends and family, and particularly his mother, Mrs. Jean Zak. Mrs. Zak's faith in and support of the London Police Service never wavered. Her resilience has been an inspiration to the investigative team, and we are grateful to her for that. Mrs. Zak would like to say a few words, if you could come forward.
On behalf of all of my family and Jonathan's friends, I want to express my sincere appreciation for the team's work on solving this case. The team all worked so hard, continuously on alert, and your dedication went on for almost 5 years of investigation to get this resolution. I am so grateful that all of you never gave up, and we now have someone charged. The City of London should be very proud of our police force and grateful for their efforts. And the media too has been very supportive. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Zak. Although we have charged Mr. McDonald, the investigation into Jonathan's murder is not complete. We continue to believe that there are other persons in the community who have information to provide about this case. I ask those of you who have information about this case to please come forward with that information, either by calling us at the London Police Service at 519-661-5670, or by calling Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-8477, or by sending your information online to Crime Stoppers at www.londoncrimestoppers.com. Finally, as this matter is now before the courts and it's still an active open investigation, I hope you understand that I'm not prepared to discuss matters related to evidence. However, I would be happy to answer several questions if you have them.
Are there any links between the Emmanuel Y homicide and this killing?
There are no links between that murder and this murder, other than the fact that Mr. McDonald has been charged for both.
Can you talk a little bit about how you made the connection at all?
Between Mr. McDonald and the death of Mr. Zak?
No, with the connection to Jonathan Zak. Like how did you, can you talk a little bit about how you figured that out?
Well, as you know, the investigation has gone on for nearly 5 years, and during that time, investigators were able to acquire bits and pieces of information and evidence. Over the course of the past several months, during the investigation into Emmanuel Y's murder, we were able to acquire additional information, additional evidence, which has led us to where we are today.
Is there a common weapon in cases involving William McDonald, the 2 homicides and the attempted murder?
I'm not prepared really to talk about matters related to evidence, and that would include firearms.
You're asking the public to come forward. Would you like more information regarding others that were involved or regarding McDonald?
We believe that there are others who have information about this
And could be
case.
charged.
We will continue our investigation. It's possible that further charges could be laid in the future against Mr. McDonald or others. However, we would like the public to come forward and provide the information that they have for us.
Is there a public court date at all for McDonald?
I don't have it, unfortunately, for you. I know that he was informed of the charge this morning.
What about possible gang connections? The area where Jonathan was found is known kind of as a gang area, and Mr. McDonald has been linked to gangs in the past. Can you speak to any potential connections there?
There has been information about gang activity in the area in the past. I think that gang activity in the city is fluid. I believe that Mr. McDonald does have associates who are affiliated with gangs, and I can't say that this murder of Jonathan was gang-related.
How long has he been a person of interest? Was it before the previous murder, or just since you gleaned information from the OI murder?
Over the course of time, there were a number of people who were identified as possibly being present or in the area. It was in the last few months that we were able to solidify some information, which allowed us to progress to laying of charges.
Is McDonald a citizen of London, Ontario?
He's of no fixed address. He has been connected to London in the past. I think he has a connection to other jurisdictions as well. But I don't know exactly, where his hometown is or his place of birth is.
You said technology was used to help advance the investigation. Could you elaborate on that? I know in the past there were text messaging or anything like that.
Right. So again, that goes towards evidence, and I'm not prepared at this point to discuss that. Thank you very much.
This concludes today's press conference. Again, we'd like to thank you all for taking time out of your day to be here, and out of respect for the family, we're going to allow them to leave the building first, and thanks again.